Right, good morning guys and girls. So we're on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. If we just zoom out a little, we can see that that Bitcoin is in the bottom half, so to speak, of this range. So we've got this bottom half, and then we've got those areas above that trend line. So it's obvious that we're bumping against that resistance, and we need to break through there to get to the top of this half, and only then will we be able to go to new highs. And then I'm just going to remove that for a while, just keep that in the back of your mind. And then I found a new channel here. So I took the channel from these points here, those two there, and then obviously you can see we right inside there, and look at that middle line. A nice respect for it there, and there's well a back test. If I zoom in there, go through, come back again. Now what's interesting is if I zoom out and I go quite far back into the past, you can see how that middle line was respected there. And now we're going back to 2020. Still that middle line first as support and then as resistance, and once again hugging it there. Even going back as far as December 2019, look at the top of that channel. Really interesting. I'm just trying to make a point of, when you get these levels, always look for levels on your chart, because Bitcoin definitely respects that. Sometimes our charts become really crowded, but I normally just blank out all the levels that are not relevant and just try and get levels around here. And then I have more than one chart open. I have like you can see this chart, I just name new view. I just try and keep this one as clean as possible and look for new patterns or lines or resistances. Then I'm just going to add that support resistance line in there. You'll see for us to move into this next range, we're going to have to, that was a pretty solid support line there, but once it's broken it becomes a resistance line, and you can see we wicked through it there, and we need to overcome that 45,500 area to get into our new range. And then there's just sticking to the, I'm going to remove the channel and leave that line on for a while, just to emphasize this the levels that I wanted to show you how Bitcoin respects it. So I took this level, just a horizontal line on that where we bounced off. So we broke up here, and then we sort of back tested, pulled back a bit. So I took that and I just started looking, why is that so respected? So obvious, right back just a week or two ago, you can see how it was support and resistance. And that first candle, that's a 4-hour candle, it bounced, went back up, and the second time it went through. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can see there it was resistance, and then we broke through it, back tested it and went through. Once again tested and respected there, again there. So that's right back quite far. What's that, 2 years ago, a year ago, sorry. Very important, these levels. So I can't keep this on my chart every day, but I have like zoomed out views, and really important to look at these levels. And you don't need expensive tools. I'm trying to show you that you just need these lines and need to keep them on your chart, and you review them weekly. And if you're not close to the level, you just put them in a file lower down, but keep them in the back of your mind. And then sticking to these important lines, I'm just going to go back in here again. So I use my magnet tool there for that point and that point, and then you can see when we came up here, that became resistance, bounce, bounce. We still need to break this, but that we don't know which one we're going to reach first. Just try and get that line on there. So if we play around here, we can rise up until in about 3 days time, 2 days time. Then there's a confluence there, and we can maybe break both. Or if we go through here, we might find ourselves squeezed in that corner, and then who knows what will happen next. Okay, and then the next thing that we need to look at is these ranges. So you can see we're just trying to stay above that point of control, and then there's the value area high. So we've just bouncing around there. So we got a bit of resistance up ahead. I'm just going to put that value area high in there, and then there's another fixed range that corresponds with that. Yeah, if I take the whole area from where we started dropping into this range here, across, okay, we above, see how important that point of control was there. Okay, but we've already touched on that. And then this value area high of this mini range there corresponds more or less with that value area high that we have of this whole range that we've dropped into. So that's, I'll definitely put more weight on the bigger range. You can see once again that's also become resistance. You can see we're right up against some really good resistance. We've got this point of control sort of as a support for the time being, local support, but this point of control needs to hold. I think this is quite important. And then if we zoom out slightly more, you can see we dropped into this range, and you can probably see this as a bigger range. Let me just switch that one on. Well, first of all, that range there, if we manage to break this value area high, then we've got that resistance, support resistance flip. But if we get in there, we basically close to that value area low, and then if we get acceptance into that range, then we would have broken this bottom half, can I say, the resistance of getting into the top half, the range that I started this video off with. And then once we're into that range, you'll see that we're also into a stronger range, the total range from that big drop down there. The point of controls are at exactly the same place, so that makes it quite powerful. We have the support here at the bottom, this value area low, which more or less lines up with those highs there. We have a bit of a low volume area here that should be able to push us up quite quickly, and then you see the volume starts picking up there again, and that correlates with that support resistance line that we're getting there. So quite some resistance with that big volume above us there. That is a bit bearish. Let's see what and then maybe just one last fixed range pull that we can put in here. Is the one in this whole area. Yeah, I just took this as a whole range. So we started at the bottom and we went back down again, and then you'll see that we've really got quite a high volume node up here. So we're still on this low volume here, so there's a lot of resistance there. And that just basically, I'll end off with this, and I've said it probably about 2 or 3 days ago as well. This $47,000 area is really big resistance, and in the market it's seen as the watershed level. If we manage to break $47,000, then we can look for much higher, but this is our point of focus for now. We need to break this. If there's not enough power, or the bulls are not strong enough to get over this, we're probably going to range back and stay in this range here for quite a while. So that's it for today. Quite a big overview, but it gives you levels, and it shows you how to go look for your own levels, and that just fascinates me, these levels. I can't get enough of it. When I've got a spare minute or two, I'll open my computer and just search for these levels, and it's like a little game, of trying to find a level that no one else has seen before and see it respected. I think about 4 days last week I showed you that one level, and I actually traded off of it, and I never saw anybody show that level, but so well respected. Right, that's it for the day. Keep your eyes on the charts, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. Cheers.